Shridhar Kallani is joining in for more on this. He's an analyst for auto with Axis Securities. Shridhar, thank you so much for speaking with us today on this issue. Now, obviously, passenger vehicle makers will not have an immediate impact because they simply do not sell that many EVs as a proportion of total sales. But for two-wheelers, what size of impact do you see this lack of rare earth magnets? We are reporting on NDTV Profit that there's only a 30-day supply.
Yes, good morning, Tamanna. Yes, you're absolutely right. The Indian EV OEMs, specifically the two-wheeler segments who are highly dependent on rare earth magnet imports from China, which is essentially, it's used for the BLDC and motors, particularly for the EV propulsion. It will have a significant impact in the production supply, which might, lead to some disruptions as early as July 2025.
Mr. Kallani, just wanted to ask and step in, Tushar here, which OEMs and component makers do you think would be the most at risk immediately when this supply goes away?
So immediately, if you see, it will be most likely the two-wheeler players, largely speaking Bajaj Auto, TVS, Ola, Ather, because these magnets are largely being imported from China. There are some auto component players who are entering into this field, but most likely it will be the EV OEMs who will be most likely impacted because India is highly dependent on China for these imports.
Okay, so is there a workaround that the OEMs can come up with in case this approvals, the license process gets delayed?
In the short term, there is no specific or strategic trade-offs right now, mainly because China is the largest player. Everyone knows that. Although there is some few other countries like Malaysia, Vietnam, or Australia, which modestly contribute to the refined output, but they lack the scale and pricing competitiveness to immediately replace Chinese suppliers. And to mine these, from mining to say refining and then magnet production requires substantial investment and technical expertise. In the short run, we do not see any alternative. It might, however, we say in 2 to 3 years, diversification may be possible through joint ventures and government-backed initiatives, but no immediate solutions remain elusive currently.
So my last question to you is the vehicle production, if this supply actually stalls at the end of this month and there's no resolution of this particular situation, how much of the vehicle production do you think will get stalled, the percentage as far as both in the EV as well as in the PV segment as well? Because it's also a very important component for the ICE segment. Correct me if I'm wrong, sir.
Yes, so in the ICE segment, it is also important, but largely the EV players will be majorly impacted because what happens is the Indian OEMs, they work on a just-in-time inventory models. And when such disruptions happen, what happens is their supply chain gets disrupted. As a result, OEMs might have to pass the burden to consumers. It might lead to potential price hikes of up to 8% for affected EV models. And also, since there is no clarity on the duration and severity of the supply constraints, we will have to await for further clarity on the same.
Thank you, Mr. Kallani, for all those inputs.